Namaskaram. Day 9 of the SaveSoil journey. I hope you are able to experiment walking barefoot and sitting on the floor today being Pradosham. So please see if you can keep this on at least for the next 2 days until Amavasya, which is on March 31st. So at least these 3 days starting from today till Amavasya, if you can do it, this is a very conducive time. So please keep sharing. If you have experimented with this, you can share with us. You can tag us and let us know that you experimented. So today, continuing with the same in terms of how to connect with the earth, I thought we could cover about how one can sync with the earth by especially if you have ailments, if you have any chronic ailments, and if you feel that your body is very unstable, and also you tend to fall sick very soon, and frequently if you are falling sick, then this indicates a certain instability in the body. And one of the simplest ways to correct that would be if you can find sync with the earth. And one way in which you can do that is try to see if you can sleep on the floor, or at least sleep closer to the floor. So this is what Sadhguru was mentioning, that if people can get off their cots and sleep closer to the floor, you will see that more than 80% of their ailments can vanish simply if they find a little connect with the earth element. So this is something which we can do if we have especially if we find that our body is unstable and tend to fall sick easily. So please see if you can experiment with this. Maybe if you can make arrangements in such a way that that you can sleep as close to the floor as possible. Maybe if you want, if it's not possible for you to directly sleep, which may be difficult, but in case if you want, you can maybe use a thin bed, a thin mattress or something, and maybe without the cot. So something like that you can try and see whatever works for you. If that is something which is possible for you, you will see this people in ancient times, and you will see even in the generation of our grandparents, etc. Many of them, even if they you will see that when they slept very close to the floor. Even if they had mattresses, they had very thin mattresses which were directly laid on the floor, or they had something like a don't know what you call that in English, maybe just like a mat, a straw mat or something. So it's not that they were it's not that they were so poor that they couldn't do anything else. It's just that they also had this inherent sense in terms of how they can connect with the earth and be as close to the floor as possible, because about 12% of your body is earth. So please see if you can do this, if you can try this, if it's possible for you, at least to see if you can sleep closer to the floor. And you will also see this in the Isha Yoga Center. If you visit, you will see in most of the places they are either using a very thin mattress. Even in the programs, if you have gone for any residential programs, you will see that even in the residential programs, they'll just sleep in the hall and they'll just sleep on a thin mattress. And you should experiment with this. If you haven't tried sleeping closer to the floor, you should just try this once and see how it is for you. And also when you lie down on your bed, just ensure that you're not facing towards the north. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, see if your head is not facing towards the north. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, in a country which is in the Southern Hemisphere, then see that your head is not facing towards the south. This is very important, because if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, the magnetic pull of the earth is towards the north, and if you sleep with your head towards the north, then there could be excess pressure in the capillaries in the brain, which are very thin and minute hair-like capillaries. Since you know that the blood has iron content, which gets pulled towards the magnetic north. So if you lie down with your head facing towards the north, it can cause long-term damage. So please see if you can avoid that. You can sleep in whichever other direction you want, but avoid the north direction if you're in the northern hemisphere. And this is something you can take care of wherever you go. Just ensure that when you lie down, you don't face your head towards the north, because the way the system behaves when you sleep with your head towards the north is very different. And you want to see that you can sleep comfortably. It can also lead to disturbed sleep actually if you keep your head towards the north in the northern hemisphere. So please see if you can take care of this as well whilst lying down, and share with us if you knew this or you're going to experiment with this. So, or if you have any other questions related to this, you can post in the comments. Namaskaram.